Our solar system is vast. It's full of planets, moons, and mysteries. But how did it all begin? Imagine a giant cloud of gas and dust. This cloud, called a nebula, swirled and spun. Gravity pulled everything inward. The center got hotter and denser. Finally, a star ignited our sun. The sun's birth was violent. It blasted out waves of energy. Leftover gas and dust clumped together. These clumps grew bigger and bigger. Over millions of years, they became planets. Our solar system took shape. Each planet is unique. Each has a story to tell. The planets closest to the sun are rocky. They are Earth, Mars, Venus, and Mercury. Farther out are the gas giants, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. These planets are massive. They are mostly made of hydrogen and helium. Our solar system is a dynamic place. Planets orbit the sun. Moons orbit planets. Comets and asteroids hurtle through space. It's a cosmic dance that's been going on for billions of years, and it's still going strong. From space, Earth is a stunning sight. It's a swirling blue and white sphere. Oceans cover most of the surface. White clouds swirl in the atmosphere. Continents are specks of brown and green. Earth is unique in our solar system. It has liquid water, a breathable atmosphere, and life. These things make our planet special, but Earth is also a dynamic planet. It's constantly changing. Volcanoes erupt, spewing molten rock. Earthquakes shake the ground. Hurricanes and typhoons rage over the oceans. These events remind us that our planet is alive. The Earth's surface is a mosaic of continents and oceans. These massive plates are in constant motion. They collide, creating mountains. They separate, forming valleys and rifts. This process, called plate tectonics, shapes our world. Earth is our home. It's the only place we know of that supports life. We have a responsibility to protect it. By understanding our planet, we can better appreciate its beauty and fragility. Mars has always fascinated humans. It's our closest neighbor in the solar system, and it's the planet most like Earth. Mars is a cold, dry, desert world. The surface is covered in red dust. That's why we call it the Red Planet. But Mars wasn't always like this. Billions of years ago, Mars had rivers, lakes, and maybe even oceans. So what happened? Where did all the water go? Some scientists believe that Mars's atmosphere was stripped away by the solar wind. Without an atmosphere to protect it, the water evaporated into space. But there's still water on Mars. It's frozen beneath the surface. There's evidence that Mars may have once supported life. Scientists have found organic molecules, the building blocks of life, on the planet's surface. And there are signs that liquid water may still exist underground. The search for life on Mars is one of the most exciting endeavors in space exploration. If we find evidence of even microbial life, it would be a revolutionary discovery. It would mean that we are not alone in the universe. Jupiter is a giant. It's the largest planet in our solar system. In fact, you could fit all the other planets inside Jupiter with room to spare. Jupiter is a gas giant. It doesn't have a solid surface like Earth. Instead, it's a swirling ball of hydrogen and helium. Jupiter is home to the Great Red Spot. This is a massive storm that's been raging for centuries. The Great Red Spot is so big that you could fit 3 Earths inside it. Jupiter has a powerful magnetic field. This field is so strong that it traps charged particles from the sun. These particles create intense radiation belts around Jupiter. Jupiter has more than 75 moons. The 4 largest moons are Io, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto. These moons are so big that they can be seen with binoculars from Earth. Europa is particularly interesting. Scientists believe that there may be a vast ocean of liquid water beneath its icy surface. This ocean could potentially harbor life. Jupiter is a fascinating planet. It's a giant world with a lot to offer. From its swirling storms to its icy moons, Jupiter is a planet of wonder and discovery. Section 5, Saturn, the ringed wonder. Saturn is a planet with a problem. It's a show-off, and, its most dazzling feature is its rings. These rings are made up of billions of tiny ice particles. The particles range in size from grains of sand to houses. The rings are incredibly thin. If you could stack them on top of each other, they would only be a few hundred meters thick, but they're also incredibly wide. They extend for hundreds of thousands of kilometers from the planet. Saturn's rings are constantly changing. The particles collide with each other. They clump together and then break apart. The rings are also affected by Saturn's moons. Some moons act as shepherds, keeping the rings in line. Others create gaps and waves in the rings. Saturn is more than just a pretty face. It's also a gas giant. Like Jupiter, it's mostly made of hydrogen and helium. Saturn's atmosphere is home to powerful storms. These storms can last for years. Saturn has more than 80 moons. The largest moon, Titan, is even bigger than the planet Mercury. Titan has a thick atmosphere and lakes of liquid methane. It's one of the most Earth-like worlds in our solar system. Section 6. Uranus and Neptune, ice giants of the deep. Uranus and Neptune are the ice giants of our solar system. They're farther from the Sun than the gas giants Jupiter and Saturn. That means they're much colder. Their atmospheres are made up of ices. These ices include water, ammonia, and methane. Uranus is a strange planet. It's tilted on its side. Imagine a top spinning on a table. That's how Uranus orbits the Sun. Scientists believe that a massive collision early in its history may have knocked Uranus over. Neptune is a stormy planet. It has the fastest winds in the solar system. These winds can reach speeds of over 1,200 miles per hour. Neptune is also home to a great dark spot. This is a massive storm that's similar to Jupiter's Great Red Spot. Uranus and Neptune are both surrounded by rings. These rings are much fainter than Saturn's rings, but they're still beautiful. Uranus has 13 known rings. Neptune has 5. These ice giants are mysterious worlds. They're far away and difficult to study, but they hold clues to the formation and evolution of our solar system. Section 7. Venus, a cautionary tale. Venus is Earth's twin, at least in size and mass. But that's where the similarities end. Venus is the hottest planet in our solar system. The surface temperature is hot enough to melt lead. What makes Venus so hot? It's the atmosphere. Venus has a thick atmosphere made up mostly of carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide traps heat from the Sun. This creates a runaway greenhouse effect. The pressure at the surface of Venus is intense. It's 90 times the pressure at sea level on Earth. That's like being 3,000 feet beneath the ocean's surface. Venus is a hostile place, but it wasn't always this way. Scientists believe that Venus may have once been a more Earth-like planet. It may have even had oceans of liquid water, but the runaway greenhouse effect transformed Venus into the scorching hellscape it is today. Venus is a cautionary tale. It shows us what can happen when greenhouse gases are allowed to accumulate in a planet's atmosphere. It's a stark reminder that we need to protect our own planet from the dangers of climate change. Section 8. Mysteries beyond our reach. Our solar system is full of mysteries. Some of these mysteries are right here in our own backyard. For example, we still don't know if there's life on Mars, or if there are oceans beneath the icy surfaces of Europa and Enceladus. But there are other mysteries that are much farther away. In 2017, astronomers discovered a strange object passing through our solar system. They named it Oumuamua. This object was unlike anything we had ever seen before. Oumuamua was traveling so fast that it couldn't be bound to our sun. It came from interstellar space. It was the first known interstellar object to visit our solar system. But what was it? Some scientists believe that Oumuamua was a comet. Others think it was an asteroid. Some even believe it could have been an alien spacecraft. We may never know for sure. Oumuamua has left our solar system, and it's unlikely to return. Section 9. Reaching for the stars. Humans have always been explorers. We explored our planet, we explored the oceans, and now we're exploring space. We've sent probes to every planet in our solar system. We've landed rovers on Mars. We've even sent humans to the moon, but we're not done yet. We have so much more to learn about our solar system, and we're developing new technologies all the time to help us explore it. NASA's Artemis program aims to return humans to the moon by 2025. This time we're not just going for a visit, we're going to stay. We're going to build a lunar base, and we're going to use the moon as a stepping stone to Mars. The Mars Sample Return Mission is another ambitious project. This mission will collect samples of Martian rock and soil and return them to Earth. These samples will help us learn more about the history of Mars, and they may even contain evidence of past life. These are just a few of the exciting missions planned for the future of space exploration. We're living in a golden age of discovery, and the best is yet to come, so keep looking up, keep asking questions, and never stop exploring.